People, welcome back to another video. Alright guys, so today I got AMD Fluid Motion Frames 2. This is version 3 right here. I will be comparing it to the older version of AMD Motion Frames 2. So I'm just gonna give you guys a little bit of comparison between both games, and then you guys can see the differences. There's not a lot of differences, just that the frame rate are kind of a little bit more stable and they're not off the charts compared to the regular version. With each update that they put out for the preview driver for AMD Fluid Motion Frames 2, it gets better and better. So upon release date, whenever they do decide to release the full version of it, I think it'll be great, guys. So I'm just getting into it quick and I'll show you what's going on. Alright, so the first thing I want to show you guys before I get into the gameplay, right? If you want to stop the system from overriding the preview driver and deleting the preview driver, you gotta stop the Windows update, right? As in you could pause it. So if you go here, then you go to check for updates, and here if you go to Windows, and here you could see where it says pause updates. I already did it ready. You could click here and then you could put it a few weeks. So I put it for 5 weeks. So if you look right here, it says update pause until November 3rd 2024. So you could pause all the updates, because if you update it, it will override the preview driver and then replace it with a next driver or the original drivers. All right, so you could do that so that you could prevent your system from overriding the preview driver, and then you'll be good. All right, so I'm in AMD settings right now. So I got AMD Fluid Motion Frames active right here. I got it enabled. I got it this in standard, which is the search mode, and then performance mode, I got it in performance. If you want to go with quality, you might get less FPS, but I want to see the maximum FPS I could get on this device using AMD Fluid Motion Frames 2, so I'm going with quality, right? I got it on 30 watts, custom 30 watts, and I got the STTP 32, and I got the FVT at 41. These are just temporary, they won't stay. It goes down after a while. Then I have 800p and then 144 Hz, guys. That will be both for AMD Fluid Motion Frames 2 and then also AMD Fluid Motion Frames 2 V3. Right? Let's get back into the game real quick. If you go to settings, let me show you the settings I'm rocking with. 800p again, 144 Hz. Got the graphics. I got everything in low, all the way down. Everything in low. Go back. See if I could fix this FPS tracker. Usually don't want to do that. Alright, there you go. Alright, now I'm at 140, 150 around there. It's beautiful. Smooth. Drop down to 90 just now. Right now I don't see big of a difference in the FPS, but I notice it's way smoother. Less jagginess, if you get what I'm saying. 102, 104, 100, goes up and down, but it's smooth. Let's swing around for a little bit so you guys can see what's going on. I don't see much hiccups compared to the older version of AMD Fluid Motion Frames 2. As overall, the experience is better. FPS wise, it's around the same, but only big difference I would say, all the stutters and all the hiccups, I don't see them anymore. So they're rendering the frames a lot better compared to the older version of AMD Fluid Motion Frames 2. So now it actually sees like lossless scaling. So with lossless scaling, there weren't that much hiccups, but there was like a lot more ghosting, right? There were ghosting with the older version of AMD Fluid Motion Frames 2 as well, but it wasn't a lot. So with this version V3, AMD Fluid Motion Frames 2, I don't see any as yet, and there's no hiccups, right? It's not stuttering. So I'm guessing that's the main focus for this update with V3 AMD Fluid Motion Frames 2 with the driver that they released. So upon release, this feature will be crazy. It will be good. I think it might be better than lossless scaling as well. So this update was well needed, guys. Even though the FPS is around the same and it's still kind of erratic, but toodles, with all the hiccups and everything is gone, the game is running much smoother, guys. Alright, so now we're on Forbidden West. This is my graphics settings right here. Got most everything on medium. If I go to display, 800p, I put it at 60, and upscaling is off. FSR3 is off. I got it 30 watts again, 3241, nothing changed right there. Then 800p, 144 Hz, guys. Alright, let's get into the game real quick. Alright, to offer it, see improvements in this game. It's a bit smoother compared to the other version of AMD Fluid Motion Frames 2. Still kind of blurry, but it's a lot smoother. Yep, a lot smoother, guys, but it's still a little bit blurry. So as I said before, each iteration they come out with, it's gonna keep getting better and better. A lot smoother, guys. Frame rate is a little bit up as well. So as I said before, it all depends on what game you're playing, man. It all depends on the game. It doesn't work perfect with every game, but with some games, it's good. So this is definitely playable compared to the other version of AMD Fluid Motion Frames 2. This is definitely playable, guys. So FPS going up to 80, 74 just now. See that? On the regular V2, or on the regular AMD Fluid Motion Frames 2, it was dropping to like 30 and 60. Here, it's like 70, goes 69, goes on to 60 sometimes as well, but it stays up there compared to the regular AMD Fluid Motion Frames 2. So this right here, yep, definitely playable. Yep, I see the difference with this game. So as I keep saying, guys, it depends on what game you're playing around. Only downfall is it's a little bit blurry compared to if you're playing with FSR3. It's not this blurry, but it's smooth gameplay, definitely playable. Just gotta deal with the blurriness. But if you put up the search mode and the settings, then you might be get better graphics. As I said, the search mode, the higher you put it, the better the fidelity would be, the visual fidelity would be. So yeah, so that's basically it. I'm getting like around maybe 6 more frames compared to the older version of the driver for AMD Fluid Motion Frames 2. So that right there is a win, I would say. Still drops go up and down, still kind of erratic, but not compared to the older driver that was on, which is 02. Alright, so the first descendant, got everything here, medium. Then if I go to game, display, got on 800p again. And as you can see, FSR is off. FSR frame generation is off. The only thing I got running is AMD Fluid Motion Frames 2. Over here, 800p, 144 Hz. From 30 watts, 32, and 41, right? Let's get back to the game. As of now, the frame rate, it looks a lot better. 40, 60, 54, 52, or just dropped down to 40, but it's a lot better compared to AMD Fluid Motion Frames 2, the version before this one. So with V3, the frame rates are better, but it's still kind of choppy a little bit, as you guys can see in the gameplay. Still a little bit choppy, but it's not as choppy as before. So you can tell that a little bit improvement over it. The gameplay, it's not as smooth as it should be. Drop down to 32, that's there, that's now. It just depends on what you're doing. And also, guys, it all depends on what game you're playing as well. It doesn't run as smooth with every game. But I do see the improvement in the FPS, even though it's all over the place again. .54, but the best way to play this game though is still an FSR3 versus the older version of AMD Fluid Motion Frames 2. I would say either one is still not great, but this would still be a better option over AMD Fluid Motion Frames 2. Like, I'm guessing it's called V2. V3 is a little bit better, but upon release, it should be better, guys. Because this right here is a preview beta. Basically, it's a beta, and they're testing it out to see what's going on. That's why we send our feedbacks to them, and they can see what they could fix and improve. And as I said before, still kind of choppy. Goes up to 60, comes about down 50, 45 right now, and even when it's at 60 FPS, it's still a bit laggy. Right here, it's smoothing out a little bit because there's no one around to fight. Let's go back here in some action and see. See, now it's at 60, 57. Smooth out. Yeah, so it's playing smoothly right here. I guess it depends on what scene you're in. So yeah, guys, so thanks for tuning in, and let me know what you think down below if you're enjoying this new update for AMD Fluid Motion Frames 2, or you're still using lossless scaling, or you're just off rip, just waiting, and you're just using FSR 3 on whatever game that has it, right? So hit that like button, sub channel for more awesome content, guys. Health is wealth, peace and love. I'm out, guys. Thanks for tuning in.